And welcome to Kia Center.
The lineup of this postseason with Tatum back, but free agent signing, but he's really struggled shooting. And Porzingis, no bandit in game 2. It led to 5 stitches. Brown with a touch, got deep, fall away, front rimmed it, rebound Carter. 14-year veteran Corey Joseph settles the Magic down, says head coach Jamal Mosley, even though he's not a big-time scorer, but played in a lot of playoff games. This is the 85th of his career, and that's a good sign for the Magic. Wagner's been struggling from 3 coming into tonight.
I don't know who's more relieved to see that, Franz Wagner.
Tonight.
I don't know who's more relieved to see that, Franz Wagner or Jamal Mosley. Franz Wagner really struggling with his three-point shot pretty much all season.
He was 2 of 13 prior to that attempt, 30% during the regular season. Empty possession for Boston. Banchero. They swing it. Wagner missed that time. Here's Brown. Guarded by Wagner. Tatum picked up by Caldwell Pope and Porzingis.
Star players to have blood streak through their hair, a giant bandage on your forehead, and still able to play an effective.
Fans love that even more, seeing Porzingis score. Boston's first points of the game. Falling to the ground is Caldwell Pope, and Tatum on the floor wrestling. Boston won game 1, 103-86, 109-100 in game 2. Game 4 here Sunday. If there is a game 5, it would be Tuesday back at TD Garden. Now on the switch, Carter defending Tatum. You have to take a shot. Tatum driving, and he gets it to roll home.
To this point in the series, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Wendell Carter Jr. to keep Jason Tatum in front.
Banchero trying to draw the foul. Porzingis went straight up. 1 point lead early on for Boston. Tatum on the step back, and it's good, a 3. He was just 7 straight Celtic points. Since the Wagner 3 on the opening possession, he gets bumped there. 4% three-point shooting during the regular season for. And Wagner missed them both. 87% free throw shooter on the year. Orlando has been the worst free throw shooting team in the playoffs so far through the first round. Brown turns it over, 4 on 3, and Caldwell Pope missed the layup at the tip by Wagner. The Celtics say it should have been goaltending.
That's just a great job by Wagner, continuing to run after throwing the ball ahead to KCP. He saw an open lane and used that 6'10" frame to get 2 easy ones.
Horford, corner 3, got it. Al Horford with a led the NBA and made 3s during the regular season. In fact, set the record. Here's Joseph on the spot up, in and out. Offensive rebound, Carter. Banchero, big dude, 6'10", about 250. Wagner. And spins out, rebound Porzingis.
And you see a lot of those shots spin out by Wagner. He's got this little side action going on his rotation right now with his deep jumper.
And you were saying as Horford misses inside, you did not see that in college from him.
And I think as a result, the ball is coming off his pinky and rotating a little bit sideways. And you see more balls go in and out like that last 3 than a lot of shooters in this league.
He's 1 of 3 from 3 so far in the game. Banchero off 1 foot, and it rolls home for Paolo Banchero, his first points of the game. 4 minutes in, Boston by 3. Next pass to Tatum, and Caldwell Pope caught 10 when they made it all the way to the conference finals.
He's done a spectacular job when you look at point shooting, but their defense is going to keep them in games most nights.
And who's not till just before the game, it keeps everybody sharp and buying in. And Tatum's got 7 points already, 2 of 2 from the floor. Shot clock at 5. Banchero looking to take Horford, and Banchero nails the jumper.
Frame built like a traditional power forward, but then has the handle and mid-range ability of a 2-guard or a small forward.
His dad was a football player at the University of Washington. His mom played basketball there. That's where they met. Tatum driving behind the back. Beautiful move. Can't pay it off, though. Horford got the offensive rebound. White, 4-3. Hit it! Derek White.
About the importance of keeping them to one shot. They've been hurt in the first 2 games with second chance points, and they get 3 more right there.
Brown the steal. Brown drives and flushes. Timeout. Lead by 8. And Caldwell Pope throws.
Wagner was headed toward the corner.
Turnovers, poor free throw shooting, almost non-existent three-point shooting. The issue so far for the Magic. Porzingis, no. Rebound, Wagner. Here's Banchero. He'll pull up for 3 and nail it. Paolo Banchero.
Because he's so capable of putting that down on the ground, getting a step on you and plowing through contact to get to the line. Instead, he stops on a dime for the 3.
Carter trying to hang with Tatum off the bounce. That's pure Jason Tatum. Lead is 7 again. Banchero's got the last 7 points for the Magic. Wagner penetrates and banks it home.
Wow, what a difficult shot. Wagner showing you how talented he is off the bounce and what a tough matchup.
He has 7. Banchero has 7. Franz's brother Mo is out for the season with an ACL injury. It's a big loss for them as Porzingis, the 6th man of the year. And Sam Hauser, who doesn't have a made field goal yet in this series. Cole Anthony on the court for Orlando. He was great in the play-in, not so much in the playoffs, but a
game in the play-in against Atlanta.
Jamal Mosley said we need to get him in earlier, and he just needs to settle down and be himself. That's what we saw in that game against Atlanta. Trying to force it a little bit here against Boston. Carter driving, can't bank it home. Rebound, Jaylen Brown. Tatum puts it on the deck with the left hand, gets deep on Anthony and just schools him on the low block.
Jason Tatum, and he just realized he had a size advantage. Not a lot of people are going to help off the dribble because you're worried about the 3-point shot. So he goes one-on-one all the way to the rim.
One wrist injury. 11 points for Tatum. Turnaround shot. Orlando 0 for 2 at the line. Those were Wagner's misses. Banchero's first attempt of the night. 0 for 3. Look to take a 2-1 lead on Houston.
Takes all the details. Make your free throws. Don't turn the ball over and hold them to 1 shot.
Pritchard drives and a foul call. The late, great Bill Walton. And Pritchard.
Most nights he has a big impact on the game.
Pritchard missed 3 free throws so far in this series. Averaging about 17 points per game. Had 19 points in the Game 1 win. 14 in Game 2. And then he knocks it away from Anthony into the backcourt. Banchero guarded by the smaller Pritchard, but you see Brown there to help a little bit. Now Tatum comes over to help. Black for 3 as the buzzer sounds, and the stick back by Banchero.
They double Banchero and force the 3-pointer by Black, but then you end up with Pritchard on Banchero on the box out.
Tatum, that angle cut off there by Banchero. And Tatum fumbles it away, but stays in bounds. And now,
if you're Paolo Banchero right there, you can't pick up that second.
Jamal Mosley trusts the 22-year-old. He's staying out there, and Isaac rips it away from Tatum. Now Anthony trying to shed. Peyton Pritchard does and gets the layup. Magic within 3, 3:15 to play in the opening quarter. Pritchard again driving on Gary Harris, and Harris blocks it. Orlando looking to push again with Anthony. And a bad pass, not on the same page with Harris. Tatum pulls up for 3. Bricked it. Banchero looking to take Hauser. Hesitates, now fires, and it's good.
They've been doing it all series, pressuring. We have to make sure we take care of the ball.
Is there any sense you can live with Banchero and Wagner scoring the way that they are, as long as you guys keep everyone else in check?
Yeah, we got to do a better job on them, but yeah, I mean, they're going to hit.
We're combined 8 of 11, but the other guys shot well too. 60% from the floor as a team.
We talked about the X-factor offense. Where's it going to come from? It comes from the 2 guys that you would expect it. Cole Anthony comes in, gives them the way they normally do here in the first quarter with Banchero matching Tatum point for point.
Banchero on the bench. He does have 2 fouls. Tatum had 13 in the first quarter. The rest of the Celtics had 14 combined. Nice pass to Isaac for the slam. Wagner with the dish.
Similar cut to what Porzingis did on the Jason Tatum pass, and it's available because of the amount of attention that Franz Wagner is going to get once he gets into the lane.
Here's Jaylen Brown, just 2 points. He was listed as questionable coming into today, bothered by that bone bruise in his right knee, and he gets mauled that time. They trailed early on 17-9. First free throws for Brown. Jaylen Brown had 36 points in game.
Part of it as well.
Now Brown and Anthony get tangled up there again. Brown missed the shot. Isaac rebounds, quick outlet. Boy, Anthony's really been good running the floor. He leads the break here. Cornette called for the foul. He's off the bench for Anthony Black. Really, the game turned?
And Wagner really, I think they're comfortable against this Boston defense. The question is going to be Anthony Black giving them huge minutes here in the first half.
Bench points favoring Orlando, 13-1. Pritchard has the one. Cornette inside with the basket. Great pass, Porzingis. Boston looking to go up 3-0 in the series, and a put.
In that action, Porzingis gets caught with the contact.
Orlando trying to get back in the series. No team has ever come back from down 3-0 in an NBA playoff series to win. Only 4 teams have forced a Game 7, including Boston being the last to do it against the Heat in the conference finals a couple years ago, but they lost Game 7 on their home floor. Looked like that was off of Jaylen Brown from what they were doing during the regular season.
And only 7 attempts, and this is what Orlando does. They give up fewer three-point attempts than any team in the league. Boston 47 a night in the regular season, only 7 to this point in the game.
Porzingis off glass gets Boston within 2. Porzingis with 7 points now. Averaging just 12 points per game so far in the series, but 8 blocks and 3 steals per game so far. Banchero, 13 points. They all came in the first 8 minutes of the game. Here's a 3 from Harris. Short. Rebound White.
First look at the zone for Boston. They were using this in game 2 quite a bit. Orlando gets a clean look, but it's the look Boston wants to give up.
Derek White. Cans a 3. White. Corey Joseph with
great ball movement by Orlando, and again, anybody on that roster getting into the scoring column to help Banchero and Wagner gives Orlando a real chance with this defense.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Brown backing down. Joseph drives and scores. Jaylen Brown with his second basket. Wagner's got 9 points. Driving into the paint. Feeds Isaac, who gets it back out. Shot clock at 10. Wagner penetrating on White. Well defended, and Wagner still made it off the window.
Franz Wagner loves that shot, going left and shooting a bank shot with all of his momentum, taking him out of bounds.
Against a player that's second team all defense 2 straight years. Brown lost it initially, gathers, front rimmed it. Cornette battling, Orlando ball. Ahead to Banchero. He's got 2 fouls, and he charges right into Derek White. And that's 3. Challenge the Jaylen Brown out of bounds play. Tatum weaving through traffic. Gets deep. Banchero's got to be careful, and they call it traveling by.
Opportunity there to give up points after that charge by Banchero, and I think part of the reason they're leaving him in, trust yes, but also I think rotation a little bit shorter. He knows how important the next 7 minutes are.
Wagner driving, puts it up and in. Tough shot again by Wagner. He's hit all kinds of shots from different angles, through the net or off the glass. 5 of 8 from the floor. Brown penetrating on Carter and does a great job of that strength on the baseline, and then a turnover. Porzingis, Horford, Brown driving again all the way to the cup, and behind the back throws it out of bounds.
A tough cover because he's got a tight handle and he's got 6'10" length at the end of that for that mid-range.
He and Banchero with 13 apiece. 26 of the 42 for the Magic. Banchero, long 2 on the way, not there. Midway point of the second quarter, Celtics trying to take a 3-0 series lead en route to the championship last year. 3 of their series went 5 games. Only 1 went 4 as Wagner in transition gets the slam.
One thing about Orlando, they don't concede post-ups very often, and you saw that time. Jason Tatum, Al Horford, miscommunication as Horford was getting fronted. Jason Tatum didn't know. Miscommunication as Horford was getting fronted. Jason Tatum didn't know which side to throw that pass. Orlando's activity creates offense.
Meanwhile, legs Boston with 10 turnovers, 3 in the last 4 trips down court. They trail by 4. Porzingis got tangled up with Carter. Horford on the blow-by, shovels it to Cornette. Nice finish with the left.
He doesn't take a lot of shots in that restricted area, but he rarely misses when he does get an opportunity.
Here's Wagner, who has the last 6 for Orlando. And Caldwell Pope got pushed by Hauser.
And get a call. I thought it was a good job there by KCP to do exactly that.
3rd team foul, 2nd personal. Banchero penetrates, stops at the elbow. Catch and shoot 3. Wagner not there. Rebound Hauser. 1 of 4 from 3 from Wagner. Orlando 4 of 11. Pull up 3. Tatum, you bet. Swishes that one through. Boston back in front. 5 straight Celtic points. They're giving Wagner the perimeter shot, and he'll put it on the floor. Use the glass again, but nice defense, Cornette.
That's a lot of size to try to shoot that one over. Going back to the right hand and scoop shot going left. Cornette timed it perfectly.
Tatum off the bounce. Tatum's got a game-high 18. He was doubtful until about an hour and a half before tip-off when he was upgraded to questionable after missing game 2 with that wrist injury.
And both of those last 2 shots are ones he loves. The 3 out of the backcourt, and then that mid-range lean-back jumper on the baseline.
Loose ball, Wagner fires in and out on the triple try again. He's 1 of 5. Tatum pulls up, cans another one. Tatum heating up.
Tatum can string them together as well as anybody in this league. Hit that first 3, and the basket looks twice as big right now.
Orlando can't make a shot. Tatum trying to get to the loose ball so they can get it across the timeline. They do by about a half a second before an 8-second back. Looked like he could have shot that floater. Joseph spots up. Can't get the 3. Orlando, meanwhile, has missed 6 in a row. Just 13 points in the quarter for the Magic. Here's White. No good on the 3. And boarded by Carter. Checking with Katie.
Yeah, Dave, Jamal Mosley just told his guys, slow down, we're out of sorts. There's no need to get into a shootout right now. Settle yourselves, calm yourself down, and get into our actions in the half court.
And he took Wagner out, too, during that timeout. Banchero staying on the floor, Katie, with those 3 fouls. They need that, but they won't get it. Caldwell Pope continues to struggle in this series. No points here tonight. Just 3 on 1 of 9 shooting in game 2.
And really, it's just been going all year. He shot 34% in the regular season, which was his lowest in the last 8 years of his career. Boy, could they use some help from the 3-point line out of KCP with all the attention that Banchero and Wagner get.
Tatum finally missed one. Magic ball again. Nearing 2 minutes to go. Off the bounce, Banchero, short. Long rebound into the arms of Horford. Tatum was 8 of 22 in game 1. Didn't play due to injury in game 2, the first playoff game of his career that he missed. He's 7 of 11 here tonight. Tatum on the cut. Horford finds it. Extra pass. Reach in by Carter to knock it away. Cornette missed the shot. Saved by Tatum. Out to Horford. Shot clock reset to 14. Now it's at 7. White fakes the pass and scores with the bank.